Hey guys, I was just up tonight thinking about the state of things and just the energies that are out there in the world right now are so interesting. Here in America, there's a huge amount of confusion that I'm sensing off of a lot of people, our mainstream media and alternative media as well is just so all over the place. And everyone's got a different version of the truth, and everyone seems to have their own stories that they're trying to lead people towards believing. And so we have this thing where people on the right, people on the left, people everywhere are they see so much dishonesty, so much untruth in the media, whether it's from the other side or if they see it in their own side. I think people are just seeing it everywhere because it is everywhere. But I think that American people are there. There's definitely a huge energy of confusion, but I think there's also a huge feeling of we know that there's this great corruption that is somewhere behind this whole mess, and they are just waiting and craving for that corruption to be exposed. And if you look at things that are happening around the world, like that's sort of what's happened. That's sort of a global theme right now, is the unveiling of corruption that has been hidden for such a long time. So, what is happening and what we're seeing coming out with this Epstein stuff uh, is that Epstein was connected to like the entire global network of corruption. So as this story continues to unfold, just today we saw that Prince Andrew has stepped out of all of his entirety of his role in dealing with the public, because of his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, who didn't kill himself in a jail cell in Manhattan, because he made a living off of bribery, bringing people into these compromising situations on his island or in his mansions or wherever it was, and documenting it, taking photos of it, and using that as blackmail. And blackmail has held this web of sickness together for so long. And another thing that's incredible that's been happening over the last few years is the Me Too movement, because this has sparked people just straight up refusing um, sexual assault in any way. And it has led to the outing of so many like elite predators, in Hollywood, especially. In Hollywood, in government, the corruption is in many places of powers, doctors, um, a lot of influential people um, were involved in this sickness, and it's more and more being exposed. There's basically like a war on the information that's getting out to the public right now, and people are trying to control what the narrative is. But I do see people unified behind the idea that there is corruption out there, a great deal of it. And I think there's plenty of evidence out there just in the world right now and continuing to unfold that the corruption is being exposed. So I think the more attention that we give the corruption being exposed, the quicker that it's going to unfold. When you shine a light on the darkness ceases to be. So we are addressing these issues, addressing this sort of shadow side of the collective, and facing it head on so that we can deal with it and be done with it and rise up to help create, because there's going to be such a huge advancement in civilization in the coming decade. 2020 is going to be a huge decade, a huge change from these last 20 years that we've been experiencing, where it's just been like this really gray sort of like, we haven't really arrived in the future yet, but I can tell you just from what I've gathered is that I see a quantum leap in technology. I see a quantum leap in human evolution, consciousness. I see a huge leap in the sciences and in society. I think society is going to change so much over the coming decade. I mean, I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. I'm certain that I am not the only person feeling this way, and that's why I'm sort of making this video to just put sort of my thoughts of just like where we are at right now, just like as a collective. I'm just sort of, I don't know, I was trying to go to sleep and this was just bouncing around my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'll put that on video and throw it on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy my late night rants. Uh, Bless you all. Thank you for listening. Om Shanti Om. Peace be with you.